The only reason why a man in America says that they would marry a woman like Kim Kardashian or any of the Kardashians is because they've never actually met a woman like that. Or, regardless of how good they look, regardless of how big their dick is, regardless of what they drive, they have a very, very, very low self-worth. You don't marry a skank like those women. You don't come to the Northeast to find yourself a wife. You don't go to the West Coast to find yourself a wife. Hate to tell you. Listen, I'll like this in gay language. I've been a struggling artist since the day I graduated high school. Literally since the day I graduated high school. I graduated high school on the 18th of June. I turned 18 on the 19th of June. I partied my ass off on the 20th, and on the 21st, I was backstage at Monday Night Raw as a gopher. I didn't have a chance to, watch porn with 15 dudes in a basement in my hometown, smoking shit weed, drinking shit alcohol. And if that did happen, it happened one time. And I made sure that never happened again because I had fatter fish to fry than towny Northeast bullshit. I would never in a million years, if my ship came in, even if I had to spend 10 years out in LA or in New York and save up money so I could retire, in the Midwest and marry a 30-year-old, police officer, Christian police officer, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for some fucking skank in the Northeast. I'm not looking for some plastic boy on the West Coast. And a lot of gay men wouldn't say that. If their ship came in, that they would look for a quality man. Because most of them would just fuck 20-year-olds until their dicks fall off. They'd buy stock in Viagra. That's the truth about gay men. But I'm not like that because I've already done that and I didn't need money to do that. This is before Grindr. I would... A lot of ifs in this sentence, by the way. If I had the resources to set up shop in the heartland, I would look for, no offense, a white Christian cop who was out. And if I ever found that, that's what I would marry. I wouldn't marry some fucking cunt from the Northeast or the West Coast or Florida. My God. And that's my last hope. And the reason why I say that is because when I was a kid, like under the age of 30, whether it was a minority, feminine, straight acting, masculine, a freak, younger than me, older than me, my age, in the Northeast and on the West Coast, the time that I spent out in LA and all the time that I spent here in the Northeast, on personality alone, they've all let me down. And they weren't hanging out with me because of my money, man. I've never made more than $15,000 a year in my entire life. And I'm 44 years old. I'm going to be 44 in June. They weren't hanging out with me for my money or my looks, man. Believe me. So I mean, I wouldn't say this at 25. I would say I want a slut. And I had sluts that didn't brush their teeth and had bad haircuts and didn't take showers and didn't have a working car and were barely hanging on to their jobs and blah, blah, blah. And I was no different. I'm just saying that's obviously not what I'm looking for at 44 years old as a mature gay man. Now, if I had the money to leave tomorrow to go to Omaha, Nebraska, or Kansas City, or Davenport, Iowa, in the heartland, in the Midwest, where it's a little bit more wholesome, and a gay church out there is a lot more conservative than a gay church on the West Coast or in the Northeast, and you could find a cop there. That's why my nose on my shirt. Then I got to work on that. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a gay, out, white, Christian cop. I'm not trying to babyface myself. That's actually what I'm looking for. And maybe that is completely unrealistic. It's definitely unrealistic in the Northeast or West Coast. But I'd be willing to give all this up if my ship came in and I could move to the Midwest and had a better chance of finding that out in there and then in the Midwest. Then keep going with the comedy bullshit and all my bullshit life that it's been for the last 25 years, 26 years. I would much rather go find him than do whatever I do. And crush on the people that I've crushed on. And sleep with the people that I've slept with. And ho-hum. Yeah.